Hello, Bunny.
Hello.
So, today Bunny will explain each part of the laptop.
Yeah. So,
Just a second, let me come. Yeah. Proceed.
first, see this thing? This fan. This is the cooling unit for these two metal things. This is your GPU, graphics processing unit, CPU, central processing unit. This pipe of copper which you see is called a heat sink. This heat sink will connect to this fan. This fan is called a blower type fan. It blows air into this heat sink, and because copper is a good conductor of heat, it takes the heat from the CPU and the GPU, takes it somewhere around here, right? The fan here blows slightly cooler air here, which from here escapes from the vents.
What is that?
This is called a vent.
Okay, a vent. Okay.
But here a lot of dust builds up. Like, come a little closer, you can see dust here, a lot of dust, because the fan is spinning at such a high RPM. A lot of dust and other debris catches up, which can cause thermal throttling here in the CPU because of high temperatures.
Which is the CPU?
This is the CPU.
The orange one?
This is the GPU. Your GPU is an AMD Radeon, but it has no model name on it. And this is the Intel i5-1035U. Meaning ultra cool. This is your RAM stick. This is your RAM stick. You see these cool things? These are called connectors, and you should never touch them with your hands because they can release static charges which can damage the RAM actually. But because I'm using something made of plastic, it will not do anything. These are the actual modules which are sorted into this green thing. The green thing is actually the PCB board. And
What do you mean by PCB?
I forgot the full name, but just know that this is called a PCB.
Okay.
These are the attached RAM. These are known as DDR4. These are DDR4 technology RAM which run at 266 mega transfers per second.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put it back in. And it has slot back in. If you are actually trying to build a PC, don't hesitate if the RAM just does not want to go in, because it's designed so that the RAM just does not get loose and just flies around everywhere. Otherwise your PC will just get bricked. Brick means that your PC is completely useless. So it's nothing more useful than a brick.
Okay. The other thing?
This is called a CMOS battery. If this gets discharged, your PC will have a lot of issues because it will have trouble using the BIOS. This is also known as a BIOS battery. As you can see, it's kind of a coin battery design. If you take this battery out, put it back in, it helps resetting the BIOS. This is also a troubleshooting tip in case your BIOS decides to kill itself.
Okay.
This is a very rare thing which you barely see in any laptops nowadays. This is a inbuilt DVD reader in your laptop.
Okay. Can you tell me the model of this laptop?
This is a Dell Vostro. The model is not specified. I can try seeing here. The model is not given, but I'll show it to you when I'll start this PC.
Okay.
These, you see these? Also try not touching these with your hands or it will
Which one?
These things, these small cubes, these are called as MOSFETs. These MOSFETs, MOSFETs, these help in regulating the voltage, which is voltage and wattage, which is being supplied into your PC by this port. This port is the power port, which is right on the hinges. These hinges are known to die on new laptops. It's surprising that this is still alive at this point, because laptops manufactured nowadays cheap out on the hinges to save money, and it causes cracks to form here, which will cause the entire display piece of the laptop to get loosened and break away from the chassis. The other part, this is called a chassis. This is the lower part of your laptop. You may recognize this.
Show me the chassis.
This is the chassis.
Okay.
It's very cheap and brittle plastic.
Okay.
These are your two speaker units.
Where is the speaker?
This is the speaker.
Okay.
You can touch it with your hands and do anything, because this is just a protective layer meant for just making the sound more amplified.
Okay.
These are 3-watt speakers.
Where is the speaker?
These are the speakers itself. These are the speakers.
Okay.
These are the 3-watt speakers which have come built into your laptop. Some people actually mistaken this vent to actually be the speaker, but this is not your speaker. Almost all laptops which come under the price of 50,000 come with the speakers in the bottom, so that they don't have to add more speakers. This gives you an illusion of your laptop having surround sound. This obviously is the battery.
So the battery is of 42 hertz. No.
This shows 42 watt hours.
Okay, watt hours.
This shows you how much time your battery can last when your laptop's on idle and it's doing nothing. But this is not true, because this laptop is starting to age. So you might have to either change your laptop, but I think you're not going to do that. So just change the battery, but the battery will cost a lot. This is the network adapter. This is a Qualcomm network adapter which is attached to this PCIe lane. And you can tell that this is PCIe because it's connected closer to the GPU. So the GPU actually helps with the power given to this port.
Which port?
This is the port which supplies power to your network card, and it also sends data of anything going on with this card. This basically just gives you internet and Wi-Fi connection, and also Bluetooth connection, because network cards have the ability to give Bluetooth. So if you are buying a motherboard for a PC which you are trying to build, and it's giving you an option for inbuilt Wi-Fi and network, take that motherboard and don't buy a YouTube dongle, because the Wi-Fi and network already gives you accessibility to Bluetooth, because they work on the same platform.
What is YouTube dongle?
What?
YouTube dongle?
That's Bluetooth.
Okay, Bluetooth.
You are
Okay,
down.
sorry. Bluetooth.
These are the I/O provided in the laptop. This is a VGA port, a very old port which were used in maybe mid 2000s, but they are still provided in these laptops for budget constraints. This is a USB 2 port. I actually forgot all of these ports are actually USB 2. This is a Kensington port. These ports are provided on mostly like office built laptops. So you see this port, this is basically like a lock, so that people in like offices, and if somebody buys this laptop for like office use, they'll not actually steal the laptop, because it will be locked, or you'll have to break the laptop if you want to take it. This is the port which supplies all of the power to the laptop. This is your power port. The laptop consumes a total of 75 watts. So this takes in the 75 watts and spreads it across the laptop. And this is your HDMI 1.4 port. It shows you the image quality on 4K 24 Hz in case you try to buy a 4K monitor, but many people with these budgets stick with 1080p and at most 1440p. These are this is the Ethernet port,
Which
or
one?
also known as the LAN port.
Okay.
Chassis.
Just a second. The chassis. Where is the chassis?
You might have seen in newer laptops that the port here is so big, and they tried to make the laptop thin.
Mm-hmm.
They actually provided something for the Ethernet port.
Mm-hmm.
They actually allow the port to bend with the spring hinge, which is another nightmare for somebody to repair this part, because you'll have to take this entire plate out of the chassis just to replace a spring if it breaks in case.
Okay.
These are two more USB 2 ports. These two are provided here. The entire I/O of the laptop states that it has a total of 3 USB ports. This is your 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. This, in case you have wired headphones you plug into this port, you may not recognize it right now, but this is the port which provides power to that. This is one of your storage devices. This is called an M.2 NVMe PCIe SSD. And in simpler words, this is just a really small SSD. These are newer SSDs which have gotten introduced since 2015. These provide faster bandwidth speeds and data transfer speeds. This has a clock speed of 3200 megahertz.
Okay.
This is your secondary storage device, which is for 1024 gigabytes, also 1 terabyte. This is your HDD. This is also, in other words, an optical disk drive, because it needs a mechanical force so that this actually runs. Basically, there's a disk and it spins, and there is a needle which engraves things on the disk, which is called data, but it is very slow in if you compare it against even SATA SSDs, which are the size of this. In fact, if you decide to upgrade from this to a SATA SSD, it will fit, because the sizes are the same and they are using the same port, which is a SATA link port. There is nothing really special. This is a connection junction. Here many things are connected. Like this is connected for your fan. So if you want to take the fan out and replace the thermal paste, you first have to remove these 3 screws for the GPU, 4 screws for the CPU, and remember to remove these two connectors. These provide power for the fan so that it actually spins, or you might just break the port if you really did not do that. This here is the connection for the battery. This connects here. In case you have to remove anything from the device, make sure to disconnect the battery, because it has a very small chance of actually damaging it. But only remove it in case you want to remove something and change it, or it's fine.
So what are you doing right now?
I will be cleaning this, and you see this is a part of this.
What is that product?
This is a compressed air can.
Okay.
These are used a lot when you are trying to clean something, because it provides high pressure liquid nitrogen gas, which helps in cleaning your laptop's fans. Like, see, if I do this,
Okay, show me.
it will slowly start spinning up. And stop. Then I am going to bring a toothbrush now.
So you got the toothbrush?
In case of cleaning a laptop, in this case I will be using this hotel toothbrush.
Okay.
First you need to check if your toothbrush is actually dry. So in my case it's dry, but please do check. It's like my separate advice. So now what you need to do is take your air canister in one hand and take your toothbrush in the other. Start spraying some air here. It will start spinning the fan. Take the brush and it will start cleaning the blades on its own.
What happened?
Sometimes this can kind of fly out because of the pressure, but it's nothing very serious.
Okay, hold it then.
And your fan is mostly clean now. Now put your air canister down. Just do this motion with your hands and it will remove all of the dust.
Okay.
Now just hold your finger on this brown part here. Okay. This brown part here, hold your left index finger so that your blades will
Where
be
is the
harder
brown?
to
That is
move.
not brown, that is black.
That is black.
Huh. You are saying brown.
Now put your brush like this and imagine you are shoveling the blades out, but it will actually not break the blades, so don't worry. And do this. It will actually remove the dust. But in case you want to do a deeper cleaning, I'll suggest you removing the fan itself and removing the fan casing with these two pins. If you remove that, clean it and put it back. But in my case, I don't have thermal paste because a very important rule is that if you decide to remove these blades, you need to have thermal paste and reinsert thermal paste. Because because thermal paste is basically a thermal transfer medium which makes the heat transfer from these copper tubes to the fan easier by having no air bubbles, because those are very good conductors of heat and they will trap the heat, which will cause your CPU to over throttle itself, and it will lead to very poor performance by the CPU because of thermal constraints. So you always need to buy new thermal paste, and in case you are changing the thermal paste, always make sure to have isopropyl alcohol or some type of cleaning solution, which is anything except window cleaner, because it will destroy your CPU if you do that. And I recommend getting any tech cleaning device, and do not use water, please.
Okay.
Yeah, after that, take your toothbrush. You see these vents? Lodge your toothbrush in so that these front bristles are inside the vent, and push it towards any side and it will clean it. Now take your toothbrush like this so that the bristles are pointing towards your floor, unless you live in Australia. Bend it a little bit towards the left or right. It's make it sure that it's like exactly diagonal with this edge of your vent. Push it in and do this, and it will remove the dust. I was just showing you it in a slow way, but this is how you actually do it.
Okay.
Now make sure to give it a nice breathe.
Blow it.
Yeah. Now, if you need to scrub anything, I will only advise you using a toothbrush on your disk drive and your battery, because it will not damage your motherboard.
Okay.
So you do this because this is a plastic casing, so it will not do anything. Now for an overall clean, if your air compressor looks something like this, pull this part off. This is basically a nozzle which allows the compressed air
That is
to
extended nozzle,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
So it will allow the air to compress more, but in this case we don't need that because we'll just do an overall high pressure air clean of your laptop. So hold it like this and change it to the maximum power your air canister can give. In my case, just pull your fingers towards yourself as fast as possible. And done.
Okay, you're done. Good.
The cleaning is now complete. Now
Okay.
what you need to do is reassemble your laptop.
Okay.
Take the chassis.
So will you clean this part also?
I almost forgot.
Clean it.
Because this laptop has never been actually properly cleaned except a thermal paste change. We should always clean a chassis if you are opening a laptop, because a lot of dust builds here. Like you can see the impression of the dust itself getting infused with the metal and plastics because the fan nozzle is right up here. So take your toothbrush and do not take any cleaning solution and just scrub it. This removes any dust residue and then just blow it off.
That side.
These are two passive cooling vents. These usually do not get too dusty because these actually have no fans. These are the only vents which get the most dusty. These vents, the ones with these square cutouts, you see.
Okay.
So you want to take a brush and just brush it off. And I advise you brushing off every single nook and cranny which you can see in the laptop, because
So you'll not be doing you'll not be cleaning with that compressed air.
you can clean with compressed air, but in this case it does not have a lot of dust build up on it, surprisingly. But you can use some compressed air on it if you absolutely need to. Like these corners are just full of dust at this point, so you need to.
You can wipe it off with a cloth.
You can also wipe it off, but here it's actually kind of more effective if you see.
Okay.
The cleaning is done.
Okay. So Bunny has cleaned my laptop.
You have almost forgotten your final step. You need to actually
Okay.
reassemble your laptop and see if
Okay.
it works.
Okay.
Because it might not.
Okay.
I wasn't kidding.
I know you can do it, man. So
Now you
my
need to
13 years
you need to
old
click
boy
these,
has cleaned my laptop. According to him, my laptop is the dirtiest laptop in this world.
Oh, I'll show you. I have only done the interior cleaning because it has never been done. Trust me.
Okay.
Now you have to press every single corners of the plastic so that you know that the plastic. When you actually press it, you'll hear a click. In my case, I've already done that.
Okay, now I'll screw it.
You have to kind of massage your laptop, but don't do it too hard, obviously.
Okay, don't break it, man.
Yeah, you see that you hear a crack. That means it's actually fitting in.
Okay.
Now, in case you have a laptop with these disk drives, you'll get these small screws. Take a screw of the Phillips head type and take the smallest one because it will provide you the same leverage. And these screws and the normal laptop screws tend to be very small, so these also work. In my case, this is one of the best tools you can use on a laptop. But in case you are building a desktop, which I am trying to do, you might need a flat head, and most people who professionally build PCs use a iFixit kit or something similar to that. Just buy something from Corsair or something. But if you're just an amateur PC builder, you'll need this at most. So take your screw, line it up with the screw holes, take your Phillips head and screw it in. Always make sure to do it towards the clockwise direction, because I've seen people doing it the opposite side and complaining about it. Take your other screw, put it in, screw it in. Now you need this part most people actually forget. In fact, I was also starting to forget. This is the actual part which you press and the disc drive just pops out. You've seen that, right? But here you can see a lot of dust has built up. So you need to clean. Never mind. You need to clean this. I honestly do not care if my nozzle falls out, just bring it closer. Now take this, you see these pins? These are going to attach into these 3 holes which are in your laptop. It will seem like you are breaking your laptop, but you are really not doing that. You will hear a small cracking sound, and if you hear that, it means that you have almost assembled your laptop. Now take these long screws. These long screws are the connection screws of your laptop. These will connect the, in this case, 3 sides of your laptop, and the other ones will be screwed by these ball screws.
Okay, so do it.
So take this and screw it.
Okay, that's it. So the last screw, I think so you have to fit.
This is the last screw.
Okay.
The small Phillips head screw. Put it into this small hole. These are one of the corner screws of your laptop. If you don't have these, it will actually destroy the structural integrity of your laptop.
So my laptop is cleaned now.
Now let me check if any screws falls out.
I
One
don't
has
think.
somehow
Oh,
fallen out.
one, yeah.
So
Just fix
we
it.
are going to use the secondary hole to see if it fits there, and it fits there. So now put your tools away and take your air compressor. You see here some dust has formed here because this is another passive cooling area which basically takes air from, you see, this part of your laptop, and it disperses the heat from here to here. So now take the air compressor. The air compressor, we have done using the air compressor. It's currently dripping water because it's starting to freeze from the inside.
Okay, show me. Oh my god, it's so cold. Hey. Is it water?
Yeah, it is water, it's condensation.
Okay. So
now
it is cleaned.
We have to do the final.
You have done the deep cleaning inside.
We have to do the final thing. Take your air compressor, remove this nozzle, put it here. You see this dust on your display? It will go bye-bye. Take this, retouch it. Spray it all over your keyboard. It will remove the bigger and smaller debris. But some might be left, so use your brush and just do this. And it will remove any residual things. Now remove the nozzle. And remove all of the other residue produced by the brush itself.
So what was that white one, man?
This white thing is harmless.
Okay.
This is just some excess nitrogen gas which will immediately start sublimating, and it will just mix.
So it will vaporize.
Yeah, it will vaporize very quickly, so it's not deadly for your laptop because nitrogen itself is inert.
Okay. So cleaning is done?
cleaning is almost done. Now just for this last small things. And now you can see you have cleaned your laptop. Now let's see if the laptop actually starts up. It is starting. It may take a while after the first boot because I removed and reinserted the RAM. So the laptop thinks I added more RAM, but I actually didn't. In this case, it's smart enough. So now you can see that I am able to log in.
Okay. So thank you, my boy.
You are not welcome. This is nightmarish.
Love you, my baby. Mwah.
You are still not welcome.